So, what is going on with used car prices? And was this recent little blip and drop of prices just a head fake and it's going to only be a drop in the bucket? It may be that if you're in the market for a used car, now might be the time to buy because they may go up again. You might be expecting used car prices to crash, but here's some big headlines and some data behind the scenes that show why that might be the case. First of all, according to CNBC, there may not be a return to normal for a used vehicle market. There was a decline in price toward the end of last year, so in 2022, but inventories remain low, and the pause in production might make used cars back up on the upswing. We're seeing that already. Used car prices are surging again. This is from March 30th. So whenever you're watching this, this is, a beginning of 2023. According to the article, it says, nice while it lasted. For nearly a year, the average used vehicle price has been edging. It didn't crash. It was edging towards affordable for millions of people. The relief felt belated and slight, but it was welcome. But supply of used vehicles failing to keep up with demand, prices are creeping up again with signs of pointing to further increases. Well, why is that? Well, you got to remember, during 2020 and 2021, new cars were not produced at the same volume that they were in the past. So now, 2020, you're 3 years later. A 3-year-old used car is a 2020. They hardly made any new cars in 2020. So the amount and volume of available inventory is incredibly low because you're going through that dip of where new cars weren't produced. At the same time, demand for used cars is going through the roof. People want to buy used cars. Why is that? Well, here's why. New cars are now at $50,000 average transaction price, right? So the executives at Toyota says we'll be paying $50,000 average transaction prices for new cars soon, really already. I mean, right now the average new car transaction price, I believe, is $47,000, $48,000, and it's only going up. And the used car market isn't going to slow down either. So there's a lot of things at play that make the pricing of used cars to be under pressure on the upward side. So if you're looking for a used car, that may be a problem. It also comes in at the lower end, the $3,000 or $4,000 range. Let's take a look. According to one dealer, many customers can't afford either new or late model used. Some would-be buyers he knows are using tax refunds to make ends meet. A used, inexpensive car is now becoming more of a luxury. What the market needs right now are vehicles that are $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000. Behind the vehicle shortage and inflated prices is supply and demand. It's real simple, right? Again, they repeat the fact that new cars are at $48,000 beyond the reach. This is going to make a return to what they call normal. Notice normal is in quotes. Normal just means what it was 4 or 5 years ago. That's history. It's not happening anymore, right? In 2018 or 19, there were plenty of new cars being produced. You could buy a really nice new car for $30,000, $35,000. And in 2014 or 15, there were tons of cars produced. So a 3-year-old used car was easy to find in 2018, right? If you're in 2018 and you're looking for a 3-year-old car, well, 2018 minus 3 is 2015. 2015, there were, I believe, 12 million new cars produced, maybe 14 million. There's plenty of them around. Well, now, fast forward to 2023. You go back to 2020, 3 years ago, there weren't that many cars produced, and the new cars are a lot higher price. So all these are coming together to make finding a good used car for a decent price a very difficult prospect. And with the fact that interest rates are high, one of these articles showed that a used car interest rate now, I believe it said it's 11%. Let's take a look. I believe it was in this one where it talked about the percentage rate. Yeah, 11.3%, up from 8% a year ago. So you went from 8% to 11% in 1 year. And that's going to have a big effect on your ultimate car payment. You know, if you get a 3-year-old car, you might be able to get a 4-year loan, and that's going to be a lot higher payment than a 5-year loan on a new car at 11%. You know, you're back up in the $600, $700 range per month for a used car. New cars are even worse. Right now, new cars are averaging about $1,000 a month for a payment on a $50,000 car. So keep this in mind as you're shopping. And if you know you're going to need a car in the next couple years, now might be the time to buy, because it's possible that the prices aren't going to go any lower and they might start creeping back up.